show that to you. It's very different. I've come to this event before and I showed some old stuff that was really bad when I first started out, and I want you to still know that that's okay. It's part of the learning curve. But this is a very different resume tape that I wouldn't have done, wouldn't even thought of doing something like this when I was here. And the reason is because now, I think in any industry that you're in, who you are matters along with what you do. And so this is a story about me because I'm writing a book and I needed publishers to be able to see not only what I do, but the story behind the book and that sort of thing. But it started to take on the life of its own when I do some speaking engagements and things like this, and I'll send this. Because I do believe if you're going to be on the talent end of it, I think to a certain extent, maybe these speakers will say on the other end of it as well, but who you are as a talent is who you are as a person. So when you're out there blogging, which you should be doing, when you're building a platform, when you're building your brand, it needs to be everything about who you are and what you love, and not just what you're doing when you're at work. Artists now aren't just talking about singing. They're not just talking about the TV show they're on. They're talking about their kids, like I showed there. They're talking about maybe their story about that makes them tick. And with that comes responsibility, because you already are much better at the social media than some of us are a little farther out and are having to realize how much important that is. You're doing it as part of your life. But I encourage you right now that anything you're writing out there, oh, 1 minute, okay. Anything you're writing right now is something that you might consider your future employer is going to look at. Your Twitter, your blog, your all this. And you should be building a platform now, because when you go in, they don't want to just know that what degree you had and what university you went. They want to know who you are as a person. And I think pictures tell a lot. You might even, in some industries, want to make a video resume tape, and it may not be you on camera, but it may be a cool presentation. And the cool thing now is when you're applying for these jobs and you're sending them out, there's such an easy way to say, here's a link to some more of my work. So have some fun with it and express who you are, but beware about where it's going and what you're saying, because if you're hanging out at Rick's or any of these other places and you're tweeting about that, just know, and I've seen this happen, things can go viral. And I know I have, my time is going to end soon, but I want to just show you one little clip and then explain. Fortunately, it's not anything I was ashamed of, but never expected 4 million people to see it.
Who vanished from Massachusetts 8 years ago. Authorities are now interviewing a 60-year-old man who's in a Florida prison. 16-year-old Molly Bish disappeared while on her lifeguarding job at a pond in Warren back in June of 2000. The possible suspect, Rodney Stenger, seen here. Well, no, this is not Rodney Stenger, obviously. Well, we're going to get his picture. He's currently in a Florida jail, accused of murdering his girlfriend. He did live at one point.
Clearly not Rodney Stenger, right? What happened is somebody had a place card who's a graphic artist, and they decided they liked hamsters, and somehow the picture didn't get saved, and so what came up was the hamster. So, but that was on Top Soup, that was on Bill O'Reilly's Pinhead. I wasn't sure, I hope he wasn't calling me a pinhead. And it went viral. And I think to this day it has like 4 million hits on YouTube. Like I still hear people, oh, but the hamster. Thankfully, I just showed that I sort of kept my composure, and other than I feel like I was wearing a pilgrim outfit. I had just come back from maternity leave. So, I just want you to be aware that in the world we live in now, it is not even when I graduated and that cell phone was giant and we didn't even carry it out. With it. The first station I worked at only had like 5 cell phones and we had to check them out. And the rest of the time we used phone cards. I mean, things have drastically changed, and I didn't graduate that long ago. So be aware that whatever you're doing in public, near a camera, on a microphone, whether you're going to be on camera or not, it has the potential to affect what you're doing. And I would suggest it's a great book. I just got back from a conference teaching me how to build a brand as I enter into more speaking and writing. Certainly I already have a platform, but molding that platform now into a different level in my career, I think save yourself a lot of time. There's this great book by Michael Hyatt called Platform. And it talks about the importance of getting a blog. the importance of getting your domain name, that no matter what you do in life, my life has changed. I used to just do just news. Now I do a talk show. I'm writing a book. He recommends, and I've done this now, is get karasunland.com, get johndoe.com. What you're going to do in your life for a long time is going to change. But if everything you do feeds back to that domain, that will be, as he called it, your mothership. And just being aware, I think that, you may think I'm young and what do I know? Do what you love, be careful what you put out there, and I think that that will help you as you're going out. Not only will you network through social media, don't be afraid to direct tweet someone who went to University of Michigan, or find me later, I'm on the internet, send me an email, apply. I do a Kara Sunland House scholarship that gives you guys $1,000 to just spend how you need to put toward internship costs, because all the internships in my field are not paid. So reach out, network, and just remember Rodney Stenger. Thank you.
So we're going to have Min present as well because of the slight scheduling changes. So he'll present and then there'll be the break.